The quantum whisper. The silence of the launch bay was deafening. Captain Aria Rodriguez stood motionless, her eyes fixed on the sleek vessel that would carry humanity's most audacious hope into the unknown. The SS Horizon wasn't just another spaceship. It was a quantum leap beyond everything humanity had ever conceived. Electromagnetic pulses danced across the ship's hull, a living testament to the revolutionary quantum drive developed by a team of brilliant scientists who had been told their ideas were impossible. But impossibility had never been a concept that deterred humans, especially not Aria Rodriguez. "Final systems check," she announced, her voice cutting through the tension of mission control. Her team had spent years preparing for this moment. A single ship carrying the collective dreams of an entire planet. No massive fleet, no overwhelming show of force. Just one vessel, powered by technology that would rewrite the fundamental understanding of space travel. Dr. Victor Lindholm, the lead quantum physicist, approached her with a datapad trembling slightly in his hands. "Captain, the quantum resonance matrix is showing unprecedented stability. We're ready for the first fold." Aria nodded, her brown eyes reflecting both determination and a hint of uncertainty. The quantum drive was unlike anything developed before. It didn't just move through space. It essentially folded space itself, creating shortcuts that defied traditional understanding of physics. The mission was simple yet revolutionary. Make first contact with the recently discovered exoplanet Kepler 452 bits, located 1,400 light-years from Earth. What made this mission unique was their method of travel. Traditional propulsion would take thousands of years. The quantum drive promised to do it in weeks. Initiating quantum fold sequence, Marcus Chen, her navigation officer, called out. The ship's interior hummed with an energy that felt almost alive. Holographic displays flickered, showing complex quantum calculations that would make most mathematicians' heads spin. Outside, the launch bay seemed to warp and bend. The SS Horizon wasn't just preparing to move, it was preparing to rewrite the rules of movement itself. Aria felt a strange tingling sensation, as if the very atoms of her body were becoming more fluid, more potential than actual. "Energy levels stabilizing," Victor reported, his voice a mix of scientific excitement and barely contained anxiety. "Quantum entanglement at 99.7% synchronization." The ship didn't just move. It disappeared. One moment, they were in the carefully constructed launch bay of the International Space Agency's primary facility. The next, they were suspended in a realm that defied description, a space between spaces where time and distance lost their traditional meanings. "Fold successful," Marcus reported, his voice slightly breathless. "We've traveled approximately 500 light-years in what seemed like milliseconds." Aria allowed herself a small smile. Humanity had always been defined by its ability to look at the impossible and see an opportunity. This quantum drive was more than a technological achievement. It was a statement, a declaration that human innovation knew no boundaries. The ship's sensors began mapping their new location, sending back data that would take years to fully comprehend. But for now, they had proven something fundamental. With creativity, determination, and an unwillingness to accept limitations, humans could transform the unimaginable into reality. Little did they know, their journey was about to become far more complicated than a simple interstellar expedition. The quantum drive had done more than just move them through space. It had set in motion a series of events that would challenge everything humanity understood about its place in the universe. "Prepare for initial system diagnostics," Aria commanded, her voice steady. "We're just getting started." Echoes of infinity. Chief Engineer Marcus Reyes stared at the holographic display, his dark eyes wide with a mixture of disbelief and scientific excitement. The quantum fold had done more than transport them across vast stellar distances. It had fundamentally altered their understanding of space and time. "This can't be right," he muttered, recalibrating the sensors for the third time. The data streaming across the screens defied every known principle of physics. Their quantum drive hadn't just moved them through space. It had created something entirely unexpected. Captain Rodriguez approached, her reflection ghosting over the holographic readouts. "Talk to me, Marcus. What are we seeing?" Marcus ran his fingers through his salt and pepper hair, a nervous habit he'd developed during years of pushing technological boundaries. The quantum fold has created residual quantum signatures. It's like we've left quantum echoes in the spaces between our jumps. The ship's science team gathered around, their previous excitement giving way to a profound sense of uncertainty. Dr. Elena Krishnamurthy, the ship's lead xenobiologist, leaned in closer. "Are you suggesting we've not just traveled through space, but potentially left traces of our existence in multiple dimensions?" Before Marcus could respond, a sudden burst of energy cascaded through the ship's systems. Holographic displays flickered, showing fractal patterns that seemed to pulse with an almost living intelligence. The quantum drive, their revolutionary technology, was responding to something. "Captain," Marcus called out, his voice tense, "the drive is receiving something. It's not like any signal we've ever encountered." The ship's communication systems erupted in a symphony of mathematical patterns. Numbers, symbols, and geometric shapes danced across every available surface. It wasn't just data. It felt like communication. Captain Rodriguez moved to the central command console. "Can we translate this?" Dr. Krishnamurthy's fingers flew across her interface. "It's not a language in the traditional sense. These are quantum information packets. They're responding to the quantum imprint we've left behind." The ship seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy. Marcus watched in awe as the quantum drive began to reconfigure itself, adapting to the incoming information with an almost sentient precision. What had begun as a simple interstellar mission was transforming into something far more profound. "We're not just exploring space," Marcus whispered. "We're establishing first contact with something beyond our current understanding." A holographic projection materialized in the center of the bridge, a complex, three-dimensional geometric shape that shifted and pulsed with intricate patterns. It wasn't a message from any known civilization. It was something entirely different. Captain Rodriguez stepped forward, her hand unconsciously reaching out. "What are you trying to tell us?" The geometric form responded, expanding and contracting in a rhythm that seemed to synchronize with the ship's quantum drive. Lines of communication began to form, not through words, but through pure mathematical logic and quantum resonance. Dr. Krishnamurthy's instruments went wild. "The quantum signatures. They're alive. This isn't just data. It's a form of communication we've never imagined possible." Marcus realized they had stumbled upon something monumental. The quantum drive wasn't just a method of transportation. It was a key, a bridge to understanding forms of communication and existence that humanity had never conceived. "We need to document everything," Captain Rodriguez commanded. "Every single detail of this encounter." As the ship continued its journey, the geometric form continued its intricate dance. Humanity had taken its first step into a larger, more complex universe, and they had done it with a single ship, powered by nothing more than human creativity, determination, and an unquenchable curiosity. The quantum echoes continued to pulse, a silent conversation between human technology and something far beyond our current comprehension. The diplomatic paradox. Ambassador Elena Nakamura stood at the edge of the transparent diplomatic chamber, her posture rigid yet graceful. The Galactic Council's central chamber was a marvel of architectural engineering. A massive spherical room where representatives from over 50 different species converge. Holographic displays flickered with translation algorithms, creating a cacophony of linguistic complexity. But Elena wasn't intimidated. She had spent her entire career preparing for this moment. Humanity's first true diplomatic engagement with the broader galactic community. The Council's proceedings had reached a critical impasse. The quantum signatures discovered by the SS Horizon had sent shockwaves through every known civilization. Some saw it as a threat. Others saw it as an opportunity. Elena was determined to navigate this delicate landscape. The human vessel's quantum communication represents an unprecedented violation of established interstellar protocols, declared Vorik, the Zentarian representative. His crystalline body shifted with agitation, projecting holographic arguments that danced around the chamber. To Elena's left, Ambassador Zara from the Luminarian Collective offered a counterpoint, or it represents the most significant breakthrough in interdimensional communication we've ever encountered. Elena stepped forward, her neural-linked diplomatic interface translating her thoughts into a universally comprehensible format. What we've discovered is not a violation. It's an invitation, a new form of communication that transcends traditional boundaries. The chamber fell silent. Elena knew her next words would be crucial. Our quantum drive doesn't just move through space, she continued. It creates connections, bridges. Where you see a threat, we see potential for understanding. The holographic displays began to shift, showing the complex quantum patterns discovered by the SS Horizon. Each species viewed them differently: mathematical equations, artistic expressions, potential weapons, cosmic poetry. Ambassador Vorik's crystalline form pulsed with skepticism. One ship, one crew. And you claim to have discovered something that challenges millennia of established galactic research. Elena allowed herself a slight smile. Precisely. Humanity has always understood that innovation comes from challenging established thinking. Behind her, a holographic representation of the SS Horizon rotated slowly, its quantum drive now a subject of intense scrutiny. The ship was more than a vessel of exploration. It had become a diplomatic instrument, a testament to human creativity. The Luminarian Ambassador Zara interjected, her luminescent form casting soft colors across the chamber. The quantum signatures suggest something profound. They're not just data. They're alive, adaptive, responsive. Elena nodded, which is why diplomatic engagement is crucial. We're not here to conquer. We're here to understand. A series of diplomatic protocols began to form, tentative, fragile, but promising. The Galactic Council was divided, but not defeated. Humanity had introduced a variable that no one had anticipated. As the discussions continued, Elena realized they were witnessing a fundamental shift, not through military might, not through overwhelming force, but through a single ship powered by human curiosity and an unrelenting drive to connect, to understand, to explore. The quantum drive had become more than a technological marvel. It was a diplomatic instrument, a bridge between civilizations, a symbol of humanity's potential to transform the impossible into the extraordinary. "We come in peace," Elena said, her voice resonating through translation algorithms. "But more importantly, we come to learn." The diplomatic chamber hummed with potential, a delicate ecosystem of possibilities, with humanity introducing a new, unpredictable element that would reshape galactic understanding forever. Resonance of innovation. Dr. Joaquin Santos stood at the edge of the quantum research facility, his eyes fixed on the holographic display that seemed to breathe with living information. The discoveries from the SS Horizon had transformed scientific understanding in ways no one could have predicted. "It's not just communication," he muttered to his research partner, Dr. Imani O'Keefe. "It's a language of existence itself." The facility, nestled in a secure research complex on the moon, hummed with an energy that was part technological, part something entirely new. They had been studying the quantum signatures for months, and with each passing day, the boundaries between technology, biology, and pure information became increasingly blurred. Imani adjusted a complex array of quantum sensors. "Look at this pattern," she said, pointing to a swirling holographic representation that seemed to shift and change even as they watched. "It's responding to our observation, not just reacting, adapting." The quantum echoes discovered by the SS Horizon were unlike anything in scientific history. They weren't simply data transmissions or communication signals. They were living information, a form of existence that challenged every fundamental concept of communication, consciousness, and reality. Hawken zoomed in on the holographic display. The quantum signatures looked like intricate fractals, complex mathematical landscapes that seemed to pulse with an almost organic rhythm. "We're not just receiving information," he explained. "We're engaging in a dialogue with something that exists beyond our traditional understanding of communication." A breakthrough came unexpectedly. As Imani adjusted a quantum resonance filter, the holographic display suddenly expanded, filling the entire research chamber with a three-dimensional landscape of mathematical possibilities. "It's a map," Hawken whispered, "but not of space, of potential." The quantum signatures began to form complex structures, not just images, but living blueprints of potential technologies, scientific discoveries, and fundamental understanding of universal principles. It was as if the universe itself was communicating through the quantum echoes left by the SS Horizon. Dr. O'Keefe's instruments began to track an unprecedented level of information transfer. "The data density is impossible," she muttered. "We're receiving more information in a microsecond than humanity has generated in its entire history." Hawken realized they were witnessing something monumental. The quantum drive wasn't just a method of transportation. It was a key, a bridge to understanding forms of existence that transcended traditional scientific boundaries. "We need to approach this carefully," he cautioned. "This isn't just a scientific discovery. It's a fundamental reimagining of what communication and existence can mean." The research facility became a nexus of human potential. Scientists from around the world collaborated, their individual expertise combining to decode the quantum language. It was a truly global effort, a testament to human collaboration and curiosity. As the day progressed, the quantum signatures continued their intricate dance. They seemed to be teaching, showing, revealing. Not through words, but through pure mathematical logic and quantum resonance. "We're learning to speak a language of potential," Imani said, her voice filled with a mixture of excitement and profound respect. "A language that exists between what is and what could be." Hawken nodded. The SS Horizon had done more than explore space. It had opened a window into a universe of infinite possibilities, a universe that was ready to communicate with those bold enough to listen. The quantum echoes continued their silent symphony, a bridge between human imagination and the infinite potential of existence itself. The Convergence Protocol. Admiral Ravi Patel stood on the command bridge of the Galactic Coordination Center, his weathered hands clasped behind his back. The holographic displays around him showed a crisis that threatened to tear the entire galactic community apart, an unprecedented quantum anomaly that was destabilizing entire star systems. The quantum echoes discovered by the SS Horizon had evolved into something far more complex and dangerous. What began as a scientific curiosity had become an existential threat that no known civilization could comprehend, except, perhaps, humanity. "We have less than 72 hours before complete quantum destabilization," announced Dr. Elena Krishnamurthy, her voice cutting through the tense atmosphere. Representatives from 53 different species watched with a mixture of fear and desperate hope. Ravi understood the gravity of the situation. The quantum anomaly was unraveling the fundamental fabric of space-time, creating rifts that could potentially destroy entire civilizations. Traditional solutions had failed. Military strategies were useless. Diplomatic negotiations had reached a dead end. "We're going to solve this differently," Ravi declared, his voice calm and resolute. The holographic displays showed complex quantum simulations, intricate, beautiful, and terrifyingly unstable. Each civilization had attempted to address the anomaly through their own technological and cultural lens. The Zentarians tried massive energy disruptions. The Luminarians attempted complex mathematical interventions. Nothing worked. Captain Aria Rodriguez, now serving as the primary liaison for the quantum research team, stepped forward. "It's not about fighting the anomaly," she explained. "It's about understanding its language." Ravi nodded. This was humanity's strength. Not overwhelming force, but adaptive intelligence. The quantum signatures they had discovered weren't a threat to be neutralized. They were a communication waiting to be understood. Dr. Joaquin Santos began to outline their unprecedented solution. The SS Horizon's quantum drive would be modified into a massive quantum resonance generator. Instead of trying to stop the anomaly, they would communicate with it, translate its language, understand its fundamental nature. "We're not going to destroy," Ravi announced to the gathered species. "We're going to understand." The plan was audacious. They would use the quantum drive to create a massive quantum communication network, using the very language of the anomaly against itself. It wasn't about power or suppression, but about connection and comprehension. As the final preparations began, the various galactic species watched in a mixture of skepticism and desperate hope. Humanity was proposing something that went against every known principle of crisis management. They were going to talk to a quantum threat. The SS Horizon, now modified beyond its original design, prepared for its most critical mission. The quantum drive hummed with an energy that seemed almost alive, a testament to human innovation and adaptability. Initiating convergence protocol, Marcus Reyes called out, his hands dancing across complex quantum interfaces. The ship didn't move in any traditional sense. Instead, it became a conduit, a bridge of understanding between the quantum anomaly and the collective knowledge of multiple civilizations. For several breathless moments, nothing happened. Then, slowly, the holographic displays began to change. The chaotic quantum rifts started to stabilize. Not through force, but through communication. "It's working," Elena whispered, her scientific skepticism giving way to pure wonder. Ravi watched as the quantum anomaly began to transform. What had been a threat became a window, a new form of understanding that transcended traditional boundaries of communication and existence. Humanity had done what no other civilization could. They hadn't conquered the unknown. They had connected with it. As the final quantum stabilization occurred, the gathered species realized something profound. True innovation wasn't about overcoming challenges. It was about understanding them. The SS Horizon had become more than a ship. It was a symbol of humanity's greatest strength, the ability to see potential where others saw only threat.